Hi guys, so I have this palette here that I bought. It's a rectangular 20 well artist palette. I bought it at Hobby Lobby for $9.99. I got 40% off, so I think I paid $6 for it. What I'm going to do here is I have a piece of watercolor paper that fits almost directly inside of it. And then I also got a big sheet of carbon paper, and I'm just going to put that carbon paper over top of the wells here with the part that, the dark part up. So the carbon is going to come on the one side. Then I'm sticking my paper inside of here, and I'm just kind of rubbing. Okay? So this isn't going to be perfect, but I'm just rubbing on all the wells because I want just a little bit of an impression. This is the best way I've thought of it because I honestly don't want to measure it all out and I'm lazy. Okay, so when I flip it over, you can kind of see that it gives a little impression, I hope you can see it, of where the palettes are. Okay, so then I'm going to take my pencil and my ruler, and I'm just going to draw over those lines again just to reinforce them. Now, if you don't have the carbon paper, I would just get a piece of watercolor paper and just measure it out or draw some little squares. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. This was just kind of my brain thinking about how I wanted to do it best. So I'm just going to go over each one of those lines there. Okay, so I went ahead and did that. I drew in all my lines, so it's just like my palette. So they're exactly the same, except for, you know, obviously my palette has some rounded edges, but I don't care about that. And then I'm going to go through my watercolor paint, and I'm going to write down the different colors on my pretend palette here. And I'm going to start with my blues. I'm going to go to my greens. I'm then going to go to my yellows, and then oranges, and then reds, and then purple. Okay, and I know I don't have enough space for all of my paints, so I need to take that into consideration as well as you do, just to make sure that you're putting what you really want in there. So I'm going to go ahead and write in all my my little colors, and then we'll get back started again. Okay, so I'm just going to start with my blue, and I went ahead and wrote the words right here along the edge. I kind of tried to stick with like the bluer blues first, and then go to the more greener blues here, and then the purples I'm going to end up with here on the other side. So those are going more towards the red. So it's as close to a color wheel as I can make it. That's not going to be perfect. I put my Payne's gray in the corner because I use that as my black in most things, and this has a bigger well, and so I decided to put it in the corner. I'm going to go ahead now, since I started with my blues, and I'm going to put my blues in there first, and then I'm going to move on. So I'm going to follow my list here, and I have my piles of blue, and I'm just going to go ahead and put those in the wells in the bottom of the wells. So when you put water in there, it's going to pull down instead of staying up. And most people don't squirt their whole tube of watercolor in their palette. They save more for later, but you can squirt the whole tube. I mean, you can do however you want. Okay, so I started with cobalt blue, and this is a Winsor Newton cobalt. I love cobalt with the dioxazine purple, and I am going to go ahead and squirt the rest of my paint in my palette here. I have some other smaller palettes that I have paint in, and I'm just there. I just want to squirt the rest of it in there. So I feel good about this palette. My next color is going to be Cobalt Deep. Ultramarine. So ultramarine is a pretty standard blue color. This one's the core ultramarine. I also have French ultramarine, which, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure what the difference is, but I have both of them, so I'm going to squirt them both in here. And French ultramarine. The next color I'm going to do is indigo. I probably won't squirt this whole tube in there, just because it's a really... Phthalo blue is the next. Payne's gray is what I use for most of my black colors, so it's not black, but standard in watercolor you don't really use black. Classically, so lots of people do, but the classic idea is that you don't. So I kind of do try to stay with those classic ideas. I don't always. So then next I have Manganese and Cobalt Teal. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in there. Okay, just to go over it really quick, I went ahead and put Viridian, Windsor Yellow, Hansa Yellow. This is Nickel and Yellow Ochre, Quin Gold and Deep Gold, Pyrrole Orange. This is Indian Red, Rose Madder, Burnt Sienna, Windsor Red and Pyrrole Red, Quin Magenta, and Permanent Alizarin Crimson, Dioxazine Purple, and Ultraviolet. So that's what my palette looks like right now. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and fill in my paint colors now. The only suggestion that I have for you is in between the blues and the yellows and the reds, just rinse your paint water out so that you get a really pure color.
God the right, God right, 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 God. Straight down the center, boy, you're in the middle of the thick of it. Right, right. Ain't slept a wink all night long. Lord knows you must be sick of it. Right, right. Where's your baby tonight? She don't call, she don't write. Is this a soldier's life? Just counting the minutes. Got the left to the right, to the fight, to the battle, to the scrimmage, to the finish. They'll push you to the limits. Don't be timid, cause you're in it till you win it, or till death. Oh, look left, God right. Keep one eye on your pride. Keep it tight and we might just survive this night. Whoa, by heading straight down the center, boy. You're in the middle of the thick of it. Right, right. Ain't slept a wink all week long. Lord knows we're so sick of it. Right, right. Where's my baby tonight? She don't call, she don't write. Is this a soldier's life? Just counting the minutes. Got the left to the right, to the fight, to the battle, to the scrimmage, to the finish. They pushed it to the limits and it's getting to the end. And are they sending us to death? Oh, look left, God right. Keep one eye on your fright. In the east shines the light. We'll survive this night. God the right.
Okay, so there you go. This is my full palette. And then also there was one more thing that I wanted to show you, and that is that I wasn't able to find the palette that I bought for my friend at Hobby Lobby. It was similar to this, but it had a lid on it, and I was really frustrated because I wanted a lid on mine. And so I found this really cool thing. It's meant for taking casseroles, I'm pretty sure, and it's just the right size for my palette. And so now that I'm done putting all my colors in my palette, I can just stick it right here on the inside. And once it's dry, I'm not gonna really close it right now. I can just zipper it up and it's got a handle. So anyway, and then also I can put my handy chart here in the little pocket. So that's my kind of tip and my trick for today. Thanks, bye.